oh shit, I'm stuck. Shout out to that Midwest weather. Fucking snow. We Good Fight World, I'm back at you again. Still Mills Boxing. I just finished lunch at Timeout Chicken. You know, you from Omaha, you know what it is. You've been through Omaha, you know what it is. Say no more. Shout out to Timeout. But as I was there, I came across something that bothers me. And it's this whole PBC, this whole set tripping between two different promotional companies. PBC, I fuck with it as far as, you know, what Al Heyman did for the brothers over there on that platform. He got them, you know, he got them young bucks to the bag. I respect that, man. He looked out like a motherfucker, but because of that, people would disregard the bullshit that goes on within that stable and highlight bullshit that goes on in the zone and matchroom and top rank and all that. And with that, they also drag some shit out of proportion. And what I mean is, the new narrative is Errol Spence is the new, you know, he's taking over as the face of boxing, or whatever the case may be, because of the live gate he sold and the amount of pay-per-views that he sold. He outsold Canelo on pay-per-view. But what fans don't really understand is Canelo's platform that he fights on the zone was split between this. If you didn't have a subscription to the zone, you can just order it on pay-per-view and enjoy the fight that way. I'm really getting irritated with it, man, because it's just like, man, it's just all logic goes out the window. The hate for Canelo is real, and any opportunity they get to take a stab at him, they're gonna take it and run with it. And anytime they get to highlight Errol Spence, they're gonna take it and, you know what I'm saying, all but throw roses at my nigga feet. Canelo is the face of boxing, man, and I know I done made a few videos about Canelo. I ain't no dick riding ass nigga, man, but it just is what it is, man. The dude is a special talent, and at this point, since Floyd retired, even with Manny still being active, Canelo is the face of the sport. And that just is what it is, man. I mean, I would love to have another brother come up and be the face of the sport, but that's just not what it is. You got to give credit where credit is due, and at this moment, you have to give the nod to Canelo. There's just no way of getting around that. You can't get around that. You know, a live gate and all that shit. I'm not one to count, you know, niggas' pockets and shit like that. That's just, you know, that's not what I'm about, man. I'm not about counting niggas' pockets and all that, and oh, he getting this amount of money, who getting more money. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, you know. Even with me as a man, just it's morals, you know, morality is always gonna supersede financial. You know what I'm saying? The society we live in today, you have to have capital to survive. But that shouldn't be the only thing that you stand on. It shouldn't just be about money, 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 money. Integrity should supersede money. So when niggas get to talking all this money shit, the bag, I just, man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Like, all right, you know, you ain't seeing none of that nigga money, so why is you dragging it? Fuck. I don't like that shit, man. Niggas that sit there and, like, man, stop dick riding, dude. That's that man's choke. Let him have his choke. You know what I'm saying? Without you, because I bet you can't walk up to him. You be the biggest fan in the world. You can't act that much, man. He got his bank account right now. They gonna look at you like, hey, man, yo, mind your business. So I'm not a fan of counting niggas' money and shit like that, and contract negotiations and shit. That's just not my cup of tea, man. I like to discuss what's put in front of us, and that's two fighters getting in the ring with negotiations and things of that nature about who gets introduced first and all that shit. And you know, that's whatever with me. If I'm in the heat of a conversation, I'll speak on it then, because ain't no other, all right, cool. Now there's no other choice but to go into this on this topic, because that's the direction y'all want to go in. But I don't like doing that shit. Even when it came to Wilder and Joshua, and it was always that who ducked who, and I got, I got to talk about Anthony Joshua putting up 120 on his side. I don't like doing that shit, man. It's just, I'm not seeing none of it. And I don't think it's necessary to speak on when we're talking about two fighters getting in the ring. The nigga with the with the biggest bag is not gonna win the fight. The motherfucker who's most disciplined and most skilled in most cases is gonna be the one who wins the fight. So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. So the thing is, you know, just with the PBC and, you know, the PBC fanboys is, you know, one thing I've noticed about it is about them is brung out these people who are what's the word I want to look for? Semi black nationalists. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk that brother shit and brother that and brother this and brother that shit in terms of boxing, but you know what I'm saying? Do they harbor that ideology outside of the sport? So it's brother man this and brother man that, but I guarantee you half of them don't know who a John Henry Clark is. They don't know who a Claude Anderson is. Do you know who a Amos Wilson is? Ivan Van Sertima? You don't know who these cats are. Do you know who a Kwame Nkrumah is and a Patrice Lumumba and a Robert Sobukwe? Do you know who these cats are? You know what I'm saying? So, shit, do you even know who a Marcus Garvey is? Do you know who a Kwame Ture is? We'll just relegate it to the people within the, you know what I'm saying, the United States of America, North America. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're going to talk about that shit, and, you know, be about that shit 150%. Don't just do it just for the sake of bigging up a black man in a ring, and then outside of the ring, it's back to ordinary mode. That's that's my biggest problem with a lot of these PBC fanboys. You know what I'm saying? They come out the woodwork and it's all about the brother this, all here, black man this, the black man Canelo don't fight no black people who this and that and the third, yada yada yada. Well, honestly, keep shit a stack. The higher you get into divisions, the more the black dynamic the caliber and the number of black fighters start to dissipate. And once you get to 75, it's all Eastern Europeans. And when you get up to heavyweight, it's predominantly Euro fighters, both black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have, you know, North American fighters, black fighters up there in them higher weight classes or whatever, man. And 168 is somewhat like that. It's somewhat like that. It's still some credible black fighters up there, but not in bulk like that. You feel me? So I don't like where I don't like the fake sense of nationalism. I hate using that word fake. But it is what it is. I don't like the fraudulent sense of nationalism that a lot of these cats put on, and they're all of a sudden newfound boxing fans, and they regurgitate information from a young Errol and shit like that, who's a sharp and intelligent brother, but, you know, you shouldn't be speaking on boxing, because you quarterbacked all the bullshit Glovegate shit, and through that you spawned a whole entire new brigade of boxing fans who will completely denigrate any other nation and big up black fighters, which I don't mind it. I don't mind that, you know, like I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, man, that's my spill on it, man. Canelo is the face of the sport. That just is what it is, man. Errol Spence, it ain't but 2 or 3 pay-per-view attractions right now. Errol Spence is most definitely one of them. He's gonna sell. He's not gonna outsell Canelo though. He's not gonna outsell. And another thing is, Spence had months to, you know, promote that fight. Canelo was in a legal battle with his own for damn near for the whole year practically. And after they got that shit settled in court, he only had a few weeks to promote him and Callum Smith. So what are we talking about here, man? So I don't like this narrative, man. And, oh man, like, come on, man, like, let's stop acting stupid. Errol Spence is not about to outsell Canelo. It's not happening. It's not happening. And to further go on that notion that, oh man, all he's fighting is cherries, his bums. Like I said before, he most definitely has his cherries. Rocky Fielding was a cherry. I won't deny that. I don't think Kovalev was a cherry, because it's all these semantics around it. Canelo shouldn't have been able to do that to Kovalev, but he did it. And because he's at an accelerated age, oh, that's a cherry pick. How come he ain't go after Riev or Bivol? Why should he have to? He wanted there to cement a legacy. or to add to his legacy, and he did the damn thing. It is what it is, man. Fuck out of here, dickhead ass niggas, man. So all in all, Spence is not about to outsell Canelo. It's not happening. But he is most definitely a pay-per-view attraction. He is. He's one of the two, or maybe three. Maybe three. If Gervonta Davis can sell again. I don't think the Charlos is gonna be pay-per-view attractions. I don't think that's the case. But I know Floyd is really pushing Gervonta Davis. And we all saw what success Floyd had when he was a prize fighter. So maybe he can work his magic with Gervonta Davis. I don't know. He did, to my knowledge, he did pretty good pay-per-view numbers against Santa Cruz. So if Gervonta Davis can find some adequate competition, he could possibly be a pay-per-view attraction. So to not rival Canelo, but I don't even think rival Spence, but you know, be one of the few pay-per-view attractions. Like when it was Floyd, and then it was Manny, and then it was Miguel Cotto. It could be Canelo, then Errol Spence, and then Gervonta Davis, man. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it, man. But like and subscribe, man. Still Mills Boxing, man. I'm out.